So today, continuing with that efficiency. The efficiency, like the eta, the efficiency eta will be is equal to PDC by PAC. So PDC by PAC, so we need to know the power delivered. That is PDC is nothing but DC power delivered the output. Divided by PAC means AC power, that is input. So I can say it's a nothing but output by input. That only you can say the output power delivered to the load, that is PDC. Divided by PAC means the input AC power. That is what PDC by ADC, PAC I can say. Now, what is PDC? As you know that the PDC is nothing but that. What is PDC? Let me write. The PDC is nothing but from the power equation we know that. Okay. So from the power equation, the PDC is equal to, I'll write in terms of current. That is nothing but I square DC into RL. So this we know already we done. Then what is PAC? That is the input. So when you're going for the input, what will be your PAC? The PAC is nothing but I square RMS. Always remember, RMS will turns for AC. DC is DC only. RMS, RL. That's good. Now what you'll do, substitute here. So PDC will be is equal to I square DC into RL divided by PAC is nothing but I square RMS RL. Now RL will cancel. Then what will happen? I square. So I square in the sense, so what I will take I D C divided by I R M S the whole square. So now what you do, substitute the respective term over there. So what I will get now, that is nothing but IDC, nothing but what is IDC? IDC is nothing but I can take as IDC is nothing but what I will do. IDC is nothing but IM by pi, IM by pi, right? IM by pi into R, I will write as like this. Let me write. IDC is nothing but IM by pi into RL. This is nothing but your IDC square divided by IRMS. So what is IRMS? Already we calculated, even that also IRMS nothing but IM square what I will do. So I think the RL won't come. Yes, IDC is equal to, you check it. So for your convenience, I'm showing that IDC is equal to IM by pi. Okay, IM by pi, because already the RL is calculated. So I think not required. Yes, okay. Next, IRMS is nothing but IRMS is equal to IM square by 4. IM square by 4. IRMS. IM square by 4. This is nothing but your IRMS the whole square. Now what we will do? So this will become as IM square by pi square. So just you do simplification. When you do the simplification, what I will get? IM square divided by pi square into, this will be, I take it as 16 divided by 16 divided by whole square, no, everything. So IM power 4. Here one simple mistake we done. Yes. Hmm. Okay. IDC is equal to IM by pi. IRMS is equal to IM square. IRMS is equal to what is IRMS? You see this? IRMS is equal to IM by 2. IRMS is equal to IM by 2. Okay. So there's a small mistake we done here. IM by 2. IM by 2. So this will become as Im square by pi square. This will be 4 by Im square. I hope now you got it. So Im square will get cancelled. Then we'll get as 4 by pi square. Then what is 4 by pi square? That is 4 by 3.14 the whole square. You have to substitute. Then we may get the efficiency as how much you'll get that. So you can substitute. You may get us efficiency in terms of 100%. So that will be 40.6%. This will be your efficiency in terms of percentage actually. Or you may think how much you will get. That will be nothing but 40 points. So it is nothing but 0.406 actually. So in terms of percentage, we'll get as eta is equal to 40.6. See, here you think about like when I'm going to convert the AC signal to DC signal, only I will get the DC as how much percent? 40.6% only can able to convert. Which one? The half wave rectifier. Okay, let us calculate the next factor, that is nothing but a ripple factor. This is one of the very important term in the rectifier, the ripple factor, that will be denoted as gamma. Okay, let us do for ripple factor. The ripple factor will be defined as, that is gamma is equal to IAC, okay, divided by IAC divided by IDC. The ripple factor is nothing but what is from the ripple factor. We need to know what is in the ripple factor. The ripple factor is defined as the ratio of effective value of the AC components of voltage to the direct or average value. So let me put here, see. This is what ripple. So the ripple factor is defined as the ratio of the effective value of the AC components of the voltage or current to the direct or average value. Now here let me say what is IAC, where IAC is nothing but IAC is the root of I square minus IDC square. This is nothing but IAC. Then this is IDC. Now let us go for gamma. So the gamma is equal to the root of I square minus I square DC divided by IDC. Now what you do, you need to simplify this. Yes. So now if you simplify this IDC, if you're taking into the or you can take root. Okay. If I take inside, it will go as like this. Correct? I think. See, you make it in this way, like I square minus IDC divided by IDC square. I hope it is correct because complete root. When I'm taking in a complete root, then this will be right. IDC square, yes. So this should be IDC square actually. Then on denominator I'll get this. I hope you got this. So now what you will do? Just I will work out this I square divided by IDC square minus 1 divided by IDC. I think it's correct. I get right. So now what you will do? We know that where I is equal to what is I, we need to know, right? Where I is equal to Im by 2. Already we know that. That is I means IRMS. See, okay, so you got it I, right? So let me put a little bit here. IS is nothing but IRMS. Then you won't get confusion now. IRMS square minus IDC square. That is IRMS. Yes. So Im by 2, then IDC is equal to, when IDC is equal to, what do we get? IDC is equal to Im by pi. Im by pi. Now substitute those terms over there. Substitute, then what will be gamma I will get? The gamma I will get as 1.57 will get. This is very, very important. Not gamma, sorry, mistake I done. Not gamma. So here, one thing I need to say, where I by IDC, that is form factor. One more factor you need to know, that is I can call form factor. Form factor will be denoted as F. That is nothing but IRMS divided by IDC. The ratio of RMS by the IDC is nothing but your form factor. That the form factor value will be, substitute this value. IRMS is this one, right? This is IRMS, Im by 2, where IDC is Im by pi. When I substitute these two, what I will get? You substitute these two, so I will get as Im by 2 divided by Im by pi. So F is equal to 1.57. That is F. Now what to do? Substitute these all the values over there. Then substitute in the above. I will get the gamma value. Then what is the gamma value here will get? And so the full factor gamma value is nothing but 1.21. So this is the standard question. So they were asked what is the ripple factor of half-wave rectifier. The ripple factor of half-wave rectifier is 1.21. And this is the ripple factor. So now we derived all the things. The next thing is like we need to know peak inverse voltage. So we need to know about the peak inverse voltage. They will call as PIV. That is peak inverse voltage. Even this is also one of the terms. So what is peak inverse voltage here? That is nothing but, so it is a maximum reverse voltage which the rectifier is required to withstand during non-conducting period. So normally in a half-wave rectifier, the peak inverse voltage, the PIV, will be equal to Vm. The peak value of applied voltage, that Vm is nothing but a peak value of applied voltage. However, on using a capacitor filter, that is in the output, where in the after diode actually, we'll use a capacitor filter, the PIV ratio of the diode increases to 2Vm. That is nothing but so simple. We can say the PIV is equal to Vm. PIV is equal to Vm, maximum voltage. During the reverse, very important, that is peak inverse means it's a maximum reverse voltage. That is what is the maximum reverse voltage will get? Vm only will get. So that is what. Okay. Next, we need to know what is the regulations of half-wave rectifier. Regulation. Okay. That is also we need to calculate. So the next one is regulation. This is the one of the term. So now what is the regulation? The regulation means the variations of output voltage with the change in load current. That is why you can say the regulation is nothing but what? It's nothing but the variation of output voltage. It's a variation of output voltage. Variation of output voltage with change in current. Change in current means I will write as del I. Very simple. Del I means nothing but a change in current. That is what we will now shortly we will denote change in current. Now the percentage regulation, because normally regulation will be calculated of percentage. So the percentage of regulation will be is equal to VNL, that is no load voltage, that is called as VNL. VNL minus load voltage divided by load voltage into 100. So VNL is nothing but no load voltage. VNL, that is nothing but no load voltage. VL means load voltage, where the VL is nothing but load voltage. This load voltage. Now what we will do? Let us substitute here where VNL is no load output voltage. That is voltage with zero load current. That is voltage with zero load current. Voltage with zero load current. Zero IL, I can say. IL is equal to zero, or I can say like this. So VL is output voltage with normal load current actually. Now for half-wave rectifier, what we will do? VDC is equal to for half-wave rectifier. VDC is equal to Vm by pi into RL. So here one thing is I need to say what I will do. Let us do that. Vm RL divided by RF plus RL. See, you may think where we got this RF. RF is nothing but a feedback resistance. That is, I can say RI, I can say RF, RI input resistance, I can say. From the input RL means load resistance, we can say. Okay, so now this will be because when you consider this, I'll say Vm by pi will be 1 minus RL by RF plus RL. So normally in the previous wherever we done the expression, we not added the RF actually, because the reason was if I add the RF, normally your RL is very greater than RF actually, load resistance. So that is the reason just we not added. For here we need, because the variation output voltage with the change in the current in the output. So just by we are adding this. So now what we'll do, I will get the this value as Vm by pi, multiply that, okay, minus IDC into RF. IDC into RF. Vm by, just multiply this. Vm by pi into RL. This will be written as like this. This expression can be write as, which expression? This expression can be write as like this. RF plus RF minus RL plus RL divided by RF plus RL. We'll get the change of expression we'll get. So this will be your regulations, I can say. Simple. This is nothing but a road direction, because there's no need to worry about that. So in the examination, just you can percentage of regulations you can write VNL, that is no load, minus VL divided by VL into 100. Now let us say what is the advantage and disadvantage. So first thing is I will go for advantage. Okay, first advantage. Now, what is the advantage? First advantage of this? First, I can say it is simple circuit. I hope, right? So, simple circuit. That is the first advantage I can say. But second, I can say with the low components, I can say it is a low cost. So this also will be a one more advantage we can say. Next, disadvantage. Disadvantage now. So what are the disadvantages we are having? First, low rectifier efficiency. Efficiency is low. Low rectifier efficiency, or I can say efficiency is low. Next, high ripple factor. See, very important. High ripple factor. Why I'm saying is high ripple factor. What is the ripple factor for operator? It is 1.21. Normally, your ripple factor should be less than 1. Why in the sense the ripple factor is nothing but simple. I can say it should be 1 by less than 1 in the sense you assume as like efficiency. Normally, it's a complete full efficiency means I would say 100. It's not more than 100, less than 100. So I can say as much possible as the ripples reduces, less we are getting, we'll get the pure DC wave in the output. So 1.21, it's much, we won't get proper DC wave. That is the one thing. Next, I can say DC saturation of transformer co-results in magnetizing current and hysteresis losses and the production of harmonics. So these are the some advantages and disadvantages of half-wave rectifier. This is nothing but a half-wave rectifier. Next, what we'll do, we need to study about full wave rectifier. Now, from the name only, we can say the full wave rectifier is nothing but what I can say. It allows unidirectional current through the load during the entire of the input cycle. As long like where the after rectifier, what it do, it will allow the current through the load only during one half of the cycle. Simple, I can say in your half wave rectifier, only one cycle. During the positive cycle, it will work. During the negative cycle, it won't work. But here, at the same time, in half wave rectifier, we had only one diode. But in the full wave rectifier, we are having two diodes. That is the one important thing I can say in the full wave rectifier here. So let us show the diagram for full wave rectifier. See here, this is the full wave rectifier. Compared to a half wave rectifier, what happened? So this is nothing but your center tape transformer. See here, this will be your center tape transformer. So two diodes are connected. That is a diode 1, diode 2. See, both are in the same direction. The input will be your signal. That is what you should write. That is how much? That is nothing but 220 volt, then 50 hertz input signal. Then this is nothing but a fuse. Okay, let it be some fuse. So here, this is nothing but transformer. This is nothing but your step down transformer. The input is 220. Then output is CT. The CT represents the center tape transformer, because this I can call as primary winding. This I will call as secondary winding. From the here, one thing is connected to center tape, connected to the ground actually. Now, what will happen? Like the two diodes are there, right? So when you are having a two diodes, this input signal will be like you get divided. See here, the voltage will get divided. Like here, I'll get the positive cycle. Here will go for the negative cycle here. See, half portions. So okay, now at the output, the RL is connected. Now let us see how this will work. So simple diagram I need to show how it will normally work in the sense. Simple way. See here, this is the simple. This will be your input. This is your input. This is your output. The input we are having the complete cycle we are having. When you are passing this input signal to the full wave rectifier, we get the full wave in the sense a continuous only I'll get the full wave will get. See, I get the full wave. Okay, during the positive cycle also I'll get, during the negative cycle also I will get the input voltage. So now let us see how it is working. First, case 1. I will write as case 1 positive cycle. During positive cycle, okay. During positive cycle. So how the diagram will be there? Yes, see this is a diagram. During the positive off cycle, see here the input, that is V in we are having. So what will happen as the V in, that is the meaning of the right, as the input voltage greater than VD, then only the diode will work normally, right? So this is 0. VD is nothing but somewhere else here actually. Practically, I'm talking, not theoretically. Okay, theoretical the sense when we in positive voltage only I can say this is positive cycle. We are not working at the negative cycle. So during the positive cycle, what happened? So the diode, this will be in the forward bias, right? In the D1 will be in the forward bias and D2 will be in the reverse bias. See? So when the D1 is forward bias in the sense, so I can say the D1 is on. Then D2 will be in the reverse bias, so it will be in the off. So you may ask how it will be like, because see, positive cycle, when I go in the positive cycle in the sense, P is connected to, because complete curve only we are getting, right, input, right? So what happened here, positive will be like, see, this is plus, but here you see some step plus minus, then plus minus. Okay, so now what happened here during the positive cycle in the sense, so positive to positive, the diode D1 will be worked. See here how I'm getting, will be get like this. So D1 will be on, the D2 will be off actually, because see by 2 I'll get, The waveform will be in this way. See, check it. How we are getting the waveform. V secondary coil first will get like this, down will get like this. Actually, the input waveform will be split in this way. The first half cycle will go over the negative cycle will come over here. So when the negative cycle come over here in the sense, this is positive, that is negative. See, this is positive, correct? See this winding, or if you are getting the confusion, see this winding, plus minus plus minus. So the minus is connected to